tuned into Recovery TV, the voice of hope, with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Discussions and information on addiction and mental health issues. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome to Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. Zinnia Health is in the house today. And Zinnia is one of the companies that came in and took over Phoenix House when Phoenix House decided to uproot, move out of the state, and actually close down. And the young lady who I have with me today has just been promoted to Executive Director of Zinnia Health. Christy Provencher, welcome, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You know, normally I start off the show saying it's bad, it's getting worse, and I didn't want to do that today because of what Zinnia Health did by coming into Rhode Island and taking over the old Phoenix House and actually saving the state of Rhode Island. And I mean that sincerely, saving the state of Rhode Island by coming in here and doing their work. And you know, Zinnia has a lot of plans. We spoke with the new owner multiple times. You are one of the sponsors of the show, so thank you for that. So I want you to tell my viewers what does Zinnia have planned for 2024, and then I want to talk about a whole bunch of things.
Yeah. So we've been doing a lot of good things since we last spoke. We provided a continuum of care, not just detox, residential, inpatient. We actually created a PHP program with sober housing to go along with that. We also simultaneously opened up our veteran and first responder wing, and we've also got a contract with the state for uninsured and undocumented clients as well. So that's what we've been up to. Our intentions for 2024 is to keep partnering with the right relationships in the state to build our VA project that we have going. We have great therapists, veteran therapists, active duty nurse practitioner. So we're really engaging in the state right now to get support for that project. And then, you know, we're always open for discussions on where the need is in Rhode Island. Yeah,
well, you know, the need as a whole, obviously, the veterans are very near and dear to my heart. We have to, as a country, not just Rhode Island, but as a country, we need to do a better job by getting these men and women help when, in fact, it's needed. We can't just say, okay, you know, go to the VA hospital and we'll take care of it over there. No, you need to go at the point of contact. When somebody calls for help, you need to get them the help.
Absolutely.
You know, and I applaud Zinnia for a wing.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, that you're doing for VA clients because I think it's very much needed. A lot of times we get information about, and you see these men and women on the corner of the street that are homeless, that are dealing with substance use and mental health issues. No way, no how should a veteran be on the corner of a street with a cup looking for help. They should be picked up automatically with the state and bring them into facilities so they can get help. You know, they are ones that go to the forefront and try to help the country, keep the country the way it is, and you got them sitting in the corner of a street waiting for something to happen. That's not cool. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do our best. We'll just get our name. We want our name to be a household name so that not only the VA can start to refer to us, but the veterans themselves can go and ask for our facilities specifically because they know we're available. We're available for same-day placement, no matter what the time is. Our phone lines are open, no matter what the time is. And that moment that a veteran steps up and asks for help and has that humility, it's a very small window. And it might be rare, it might be the first time they thought about this. So to your point, we can't fail them. Right. We have to step in and make something work immediately.
Make it happen.
Immediately.
Make it happen. Now, we had talked earlier, a couple of shows prior when you were on, about doing primary care, you were going to do other things, recovery housing. Where are you with that?
Recovery and housing is going well. We have 4 brand new housing units in Cranston. That was one of the needs that we predicted that we needed to step in and support. That's mainly for clients that will step down to our partial hospitalization program after residential. So we give them the opportunity to have housing so they can continue their recovery. Because some folks that go through detox and residential, if they're just discharged to sober living or maybe just back to an unsafe environment, they can't continue their care.
Right.
So this way, we give them that safe place to stay while we transport them to our day program in North Kingstown so they can continue their journey. Primary care, we are having great conversations with the community right now to incorporate a option for clients to have care and visits while they're also going through their treatment. So it's just having the right connections, maybe working with facilities like Thunder Miss, you know, the Medicaid population. But we're looking, now that we have housing, the stability of our PHP program, that's our next endeavor and intention for.
Now down in Exeter, you have substances that you can hand out as far as like Suboxone, methadone. You do all that down
Yes, yep, we maintain on those as well.
Okay. Well, what about your census? Where are you with your census?
We've grown since the last time we talked exceedingly to 127 beds now total for our Rhode Island program. We're licensed for 83 at Exeter, so 83 beds available for men and women at Exeter for inpatient, which is, I think when we first started our conversation, we were at 40 this time last year. So we had the help with BHDDH to expand our men's program. With that grant, we were able to go into an old building. We all know Exeter, the old lad school. It's wasn't in the best shape. So they helped us come in and just like tear out the old and put in the new and make it comfortable for our clients. And so that men's program is also in conjunction with our veterans program as well. So we're going along beautifying the building as much as we can, and just taking one day at a time just for betterment of the program and our clients.
Now, I know too that you had indicated, I think maybe when the boss was on before, about possibly doing something with another piece of property down there, putting up another building. Is that still in the plan?
Yeah, we there's a small portion of land I think that's still available in that area that we would like to talk to the right people about maybe acquiring the option to, the options are endless. If the veteran need is there, which we know it is, we would love to expand outward on that property, put up another facility, put up more offices, more outpatient offices, primary care.
Great.
So talking with the right people needs to happen.
Well, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, I appreciate
We're going to take
that.
a quick break.
Right.
You're watching Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. We'll be right back after these messages.
And now, back to Recovery TV with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Recovery TV is made possible by our supporting sponsors and our title sponsor, AdCare. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome back to Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. Zinnia Health is in the house, and Christy Provencher, who is the new executive director, just recently upgraded title. So congratulations on that, and thank you for being a sponsor of the show. So let's talk a little bit about vision, number one, and actually what's really happening. And I think my viewers need to know that. I mean, I put Narcan on the table now. I think everyone in the state should carry it. It's free. All you have to do is make a telephone call and we can get it to you. The more Narcan on the street, the better off we'll be. But I always say we cannot Narcan our way out of this problem. There's a number of things that have to happen in order for this problem to be eradicated. And Narcan is just a tool in the toolbox. So what are you seeing now down in Zinnia as far as usages? Are they using fentanyl? Are they using xylazine? And there's a new zine that's out. You know,
all of the above, really. It's unfortunate that, you know, when I see some of the screens that come in, nothing surprises me anymore, like maybe it would before fentanyl hit the streets. Fentanyl is usually always mixed with, you know, cocaine. It can be mixed with xylazine as well now. We are seeing an uptick in xylazine use, which is unfortunate.
Really?
That is definitely something to keep an eye on. Narcan will not reverse the effects of xylazine. You still need to call 911 if someone is suspected to have an overdose of xylazine, but Narcan is always good to administer because it won't harm you if you aren't overdosing. But yes, it's a critical time still. Unfortunately, there's more overdose related to fentanyl than really anything else. But the awareness in Narcan is helpful. So, like I say, even, you know, to friends and family, like, just have one in your car, in your purse. You just really never know when you could be in a situation where someone might need it, especially the younger population, you know, middle school, high school age. We have to say it, we have to be honest. It's affecting them as well. That young, impressionable age, experimenting and what's out there these days is a different game. So the naivety around overdose and Narcan, I think it's better safe than sorry, like you said, have it on you.
All right. Are you seeing also a lot of alcohol now?
Yes, yeah, that is always one of the main options that people will go to, and you know, alcohol can stem to other things very easily, but usually it's on board with you know, someone that is using opioids or benzos, but that's thankfully if they get into treatment and we can help them.
Can you tell us, tell my viewers about what kind of programs that you have down there besides the veterans and some of the others? But there's a lot of stuff that goes on down in Zinnia.
Yeah. So right now we have the capability, due to our expansion, to intake direct to detox or direct to residential care. Say you've already done your detox and you just need a step down from the hospital, maybe you detox in a hospital or a crisis stabilization unit. We can take men and women in right from those facilities. We offer transportation now. We have a whole transportation team, so we literally can meet people where they're at. We can pick them up from facilities after their detox, or we can pick them up from a location that they're not able to get to us on their own. You know, the bus line's not easy. Some folks, they don't
Especially
have transportation.
after hours.
I mean, and so that's critical that we found we had great success once we offered that option. And then with that, we have NAAA visits every day. We have peer groups from the community come and speak and tell their stories, share their recovery journey with our clients, gives them something to look forward to. Yeah, hope, really. It's just one person can take something from one of our peers' stories, and then it gets them motivated to maybe want to be that person and help others in the community themselves.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing today, to get the peers to go and have conversations with the folks that are in recovery. And one day, you know, they might be in that particular spot. You know, I mean, the profession, as I say, substance use and mental health, is hurting for workers. So life experience is a big deal. When you can take someone from a life experience episode to become a counselor, then people know that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and we're also a recovery-friendly certified workplace through the governor, which for folks that don't know, it's you have to have a certain amount of time in your sobriety. And then we don't discriminate. As long as you're committed to your journey and you have the right boundaries and intentions, we find great success stories hiring folks that we once have treated to be a part of our team. And there's no nothing more rewarding than seeing one of my clients come back in the future as a coworker and part of the team. It's just
now.
awesome.
Do you as an executive director sit in on those interviews with people?
Yeah, I do. I think being involved out on the floor, or like I call it, the front line. My team's incredible. What they do and how selfishly they do it, and how they're mission driven. A lot of them in recovery, but. When I'm out on the floor and I meet the clients, I check in on them, whether it's just passing down the hallway and saying good morning, how are you, and seeing their response. It's impactful because it takes down the walls between them and us, and it makes us approachable. We're human after all. We're just all trying to do our best one day at a time. So the more relatable we can be, I think it makes them feel more comfortable and throughout their treatment.
Makes a difference.
For greater success, yeah.
We're going to take another quick break. You've been watching Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni, with Zinnia Health is in the house, and Christy Provencher. We'll be right back after these messages.
Now, back to Recovery TV with your host, John J. Tassoni Jr. Recovery TV is made possible by our supporting sponsors and our title sponsor, AdCare. Now, here's John and today's guest.
Welcome back to Recovery TV, and I'm your host, John Tassoni. Zinnia Health. They're the new folks in town that took over the old Phoenix house, and they brought Christy Provencher on as the new executive director. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a sponsor, and thank you for what you do. So let's talk about help. We all know behavioral health, substance use, and mental health is very on the cusp of having big problems with not enough help. Are you looking for help?
Yes, yeah. Right now we have a great clinical team. Really what we always need support is the frontline, up close and personal direct care staff. We call them behavioral health techs. A lot of folks that have been in recovery, that's a good entry position for them to work in the facility, help the clients, have that relationship, get them where they need to go throughout the day with their groups, with their provider appointments. We currently are hiring first, second, and third shifts, and we even need some techs over in Cranston as well at our sober villas. So really that is the area of need, but providers, clinical team, operations, we're doing very well there. We're lucky at the moment.
Now, do you have applications like online? How does that work?
ZinniaHealth.com, and then they can go to the career section and they can apply right there, and then, if appropriate, we'll get them set up with an interview immediately.
So what about if I have someone watching the show today and wants to go to Zinnia for detox, or they want help? Who do they call?
So funny you say that. We did have a girl the last time we were doing a taping with you. She saw the show and she called immediately. So I would say, please call. Don't hesitate. Now's the time. 401-295-0960. And we have a line to speak to the receptionist, admissions, the nurses.
Great.
Call.
Great. Well, listen, Christy, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
And thank you for supporting the show, you and your organization. Love to take a trip down, which I will make a thing to do that. And don't forget, everyone, get your Narcan. You need Narcan. We'll see you next week.